like that. Woo! What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Pull-Up Show. My name is BJ Matthews, a.k.a. B. Just before we get started, follow us on the YouTube page, the Pull-Up Basketball Podcast. Like, share, subscribe all of our YouTube videos by hitting that notification bell. As well as if you'd like to go in and continue to pull up to the Pull-Up Basketball Podcast, you can do so by going to our Cash App, $ BJ Matthews. Again, $ BJ Matthews right there in the ticker. Y'all can see across the screen. As well as if you guys want to do the Super Chat, Super Stickers, those are available as well, as y'all can see on the bottom of the chat on the right-hand side, right corner, where it says the plus symbol with the little message sign on it. You can click that. You can go and donate to the Pull-Up Basketball Podcast that way for this great updated content. We got a great episode for y'all today for all my Clipper fans. We are for the weekly Clipper talk. You know what I'm saying? We do this every single Saturday. We talk about week by week what's going on with the LA Clippers, man. In general, basically, I do this because I'm seeing a lot of our, fellow, YouTubers having their teams talked about. My man Big Tone, my uncle Big Tone, he talked about the Miami Heat. My man Showtime talked about the LA Clippers. Dan, the Laker fan, talks about the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? Like, this another dude, he's a Clipper fan as well. I can't remember his name. You got to forgive me. But Clipper Talk, let's Clipper Talk, something like that. They all talk about their teams. So I said, why not have, my team to be talking about the LA Clippers as well? So this is why I bring to y'all every single week to talk about my opinions, my thoughts about what's going on with the Clippers, the news, what I see expecting going into the season. And I just think it's just a great idea for all my Clipper fans and all basketball fans in general, man. So we can actually learn about different teams. So I think this is a great thing for everybody. Hit that like button. My man played for Keep, my little bro. Brody, the Nets look real nice right now. I think we're going to get the Nets and Clippers in the finals. Hey, little bro, I said this yesterday. I said Ben Simmons is going to have a big season. I think so. We'll see what happens out east because y'all got some competition with the Sixers and the Bucks are still going to be the Bucks. The Celtics are still going to be there too. The Miami Heat going to be there. So y'all gonna have to you gotta make sure the Nets are actually prepared for all that. But if they play their game, they should be just fine. But let's talk about the Clippers. The LA Clippers, and hit that like button when y'all come in here. The preseason is over right now. For all teams. Last night was the last few games. Of course, we saw what happened to the Lakers, man. They got destroyed by 47 points. That was, man. I'm gonna talk about that tomorrow or probably sometime next week about the whole Russell Westbrook thing, because I got some thoughts on that as well. But the Clippers preseason is done right now. Now it's about what's to prepare for the regular season. And I have a number of things I want to discuss. First of all, I want to talk about the games they just played, right? They just played their last two preseason games. They had their game against the Timberwolves and the Nuggets. So let's start off with the Timberwolves. The Clippers lost 119-117. I believe it was on Sunday. So that was the same day that we had our podcast. We had the game on that night. And they lost 119-117. So takeaways from this game, man. I've seen a lot of things that was positive. I'm gonna go into that a little bit after, but I want to kind of go over the statistics between what happened to this game with the Timberwolves and the Clippers. And if we go to the stats, the team stats, both of them shot 46, around 46%. The Clippers shot better from the 3-point line. They shot better from the free throw. They grabbed more rebounds, more assists, blocks, less steals. Let me take this out the way so y'all can see. More turnovers, points in the paint was to the Timberwolves, 19 personal fouls to the Clippers, 14. So they won that battle as well. It was a 2-point game, 2-point win for the Timberwolves. They did not have Rudy Gobert playing, right? They didn't have their guy Rudy Gobert playing, a new addition, but everybody else for the Timberwolves played. Now, a few things I took from this game. One was John Wall looking very, very impressive. He had a burst of speed. He had like an excitement to the team. He was pushing the pace. The game was very exciting. And even though they lost this game by 2 points, the reason why they lost this game, in my opinion, is because they took their starters out in the fourth quarter. And I think that's when the second and part of the third team of the Timberwolves took over. It had Austin Rivers, Nas Reed, Jaden McDaniels, uh, who else? Most of those guys, they came in. The second team pretty much came in and just did what they did to the Clippers, man. And we took all of our guys out where we just pretty much had our third stringers in Amir Coffey, Brandon Boston, Jason Preston, Xavier Moon, Diabate, Moses Brown for a little bit. So we had our third team in for the most part, and they still fought and compete. Y'all got to realize the preseason is about really finding who's going to really be in the rotation come the regular season. You understand what I mean? So it's not so much of a big deal that the Clippers are winning and losing. It'd be nice to win. But what Ty Lue's trying to do is find the right fit for the season. You know what I mean? He said Ben Simmons is 2 points in 48 minutes. Oh, man. Y'all crazy. But back to the game. The Timberwolves I took from this game, they're going to be a good team, man. I think they're going to be a solid team. Anthony Edwards, I don't know how much he had the other night, but he played pretty solid. But that was the first game. In the second game, they played against the Denver Nuggets, and they lost 126-115. Now, this game was a little bit more exciting, it was more delightful to watch because what I've seen with the Clippers, they face a Denver Nuggets team I think exploit what the Clippers are going to have to, really fix, right? Now, Jamal Murray did not play for the Nuggets, but everybody else did. Aaron Gordon, Nikola Jokic, Bruce Brown, all the Nuggets players played. Michael Porter Jr., they all played in this game. Now, the Clippers, they were missing Kawhi in this game, of course. That was their big dog, but I'm going to get into Kawhi, what I think is going on with him and what's probably going to happen with him this season. But the Nuggets and the Clippers pretty much had all their players except, the Clippers didn't have Kawhi and the Nuggets didn't have Jamal Murray. But I seen some things they got to clean up if they want to be like one of the best teams in the Western Conference, but I think they will definitely be. And that's their rebounding. They got out-rebounded 44-38 to the Nuggets. And when you deal with those bigs like Nikola Jokic, who's averaging 13 rebounds a season, and then you got Aaron Gordon, who's aggressive on the boards, I think what they're going to be having to understand is since we don't have our set backup center, I think Diabate is their backup center for now, but he's still I think he's a rookie or a second-year player. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but he's still a young gun. He's trying to earn a spot on the roster. So when Zubac gets out, it's going to be kind of tough. A lot of those fours, those stretch fours and those threes are going to have to help rebound with Diabate or Zubac. It's going to have to be Robert Covington, Nicholas Batum, Kawhi, PG, Terrence Mann. All those guys are going to have to help rebound because they're kind of undersized at the center position. You know what I'm saying? They're underserved. That's the only position that the Clippers don't have much depth in. Even Zubac, to me, is not like he's a good rebounder, but he's not a great rebounder. His presence is more felt on protecting the rim. And you know what I'm saying, with the pick and roll with John Wall. So I thought the Nuggets pretty much just exploited the Clippers in the post. Of course, again, the Clippers take their starters and their second, string out. But even this game right here, the Nuggets were pretty much ahead for a lot of the game, unlike the Timberwolves. They were actually up for the most of the time. The Clippers were up until like the fourth quarter, and that's when the Timberwolves prevailed. Salute to my man Hearn. What's good, brother? Clippers have a hard time with the Nuggets. I think once we see the season, I think it'll be different. Top of the morning, BJ, salute y'all. Get them lights up, bro. Yes, 57 KP News. What's good, brother? But that's my take on the games, man. What I thought about, my little snippet, what's going on with the games. I want to kind of talk about a few other things, and I'm gonna let the lines in. There's a few questions, like I said, that needs to be answered by the LA Clippers. Y'all keep hitting them lights up. A few questions that need to be answered. Now, Coach Ty Lue came out and spoke about the Clippers, this week. A number of things with Paul George saying that Kawhi's the number one option. How he didn't feel like the effort was there after the Denver Nuggets game. who's going to be the starting point guard for the team. I'm gonna kind of let y'all listen to a few different snippets of Ty Lue when he's talking about the situation. While I put up some of the screenshots when he's describing it. Take my camera off so y'all can see. So if we talk about the first thing, the starting point guard, I want y'all to hear what Ty Lue had to say about that. Tamar Al-Azari broke the news. He said the assumption is whoever is the best fit for the team, whoever best with the starters, whoever best with the guys coming off the bench, and it could always change. Right now, it's just Reggie Jackson and John Wall, Tyronn Lue on the Clippers starting point guard position. Hold on, let me see if I can find the interview right now. Okay. All right.
The assumption is it's Reggie, it's John.
The assumption is whoever's best fit for the team.
Right.
And so whoever's best with the starters, whoever's best with the guys coming off the bench, and it can always change. Right now we just whatever's best for the team right now. And so that's what we're looking for. What's the best fit? So we'll see.
Is it just Reggie and John, or is there a way where that could expand to other players possibly?
Right now, just Reggie and John.
Okay. The assumption.
I don't know why that interview asked that, man. It's been Reggie and John since the start of the training camp, man. Since off season, it's just been Reggie and John. I don't know, some of these reporters, man, ask some weird questions. But like Ty Lue, Coach Lue reiterated, Reggie Jackson and John Wall are the final contestants. Like that's news to anybody that they're the final contestants for the starting point guard position. Now, I have made a video about this, I believe in July, about who I felt should have been a starting point guard, and I said it was John Wall. Because just like Coach Lue said, it's not about who's better, even though we know who's better, which is John Wall. It's about who fits. And I think even with that angle, John Wall fits better with the starting core. When you got Kawhi and PG, who are offensive guys who is looking to score the ball, they are more used to, a lot of, catching action, catch and shoot, coming off curls, coming off downstreams, running the lanes, Kawhi getting it in the post. Wall, you guys got to remember, Wall averaging 9 assists per game is out his entire career. So with that being said, you got to look at it like, okay, if I put John Wall with Reggie or John Wall with Kawhi, PG, Nicholas Batum, and Visca Zubac, everybody's going to eat. John Wall doesn't have to have the ball in his hands to be effective and shoot. He can make the game easier on a lot of players by just using his speed and using his playmaking. So you got that in the starting lineup, and then you put Reggie in the second group, and you have him, get more shots up with Norman Powell and Terrence Mann, who are not looking to really score. Terrence Mann at least not looking to score. Robert Covington is, a good spot-up shooter and defender, but he's looking to play his role. And then you got this dude, Diabate, who's really not going to command no attention. So Reggie's going to get more shots and opportunities. If you put Reggie in the first group, yes, you'll have more scoring, but who's going to be doing the playmaking? Who's going to be setting up Kawhi and PG? That's just more responsibility put on those two. Why would you do that when you got a guy right there in John Wall who's an expert at breaking the defense down and, putting guys in their spots? You know what I'm saying? You got that weapon, you need to use it. So, like Coach Lue said, it's about what fits for the team. It's not about, who's better and all this stuff. And I want y'all to hear what Marcus Morris had to say about John Wall, what he thinks about him. I'm going to put this actually here so y'all can see this as well, what Marcus Morris had to say about it.
Just being a player, kind of like he pushes it.
Is that even more expanded now?
Definitely. Just having somebody push the pace like that and, get to the spots a little bit quicker. Obviously, you've seen in preseason, how quick he is. And, just being a player, kind of like he pushes it similar to when I was in Boston with Kyrie. Just finding and playing off him and getting the transition, seeing what he likes to do. Which direction of the court he likes passing the most. Just being a vet, just kind of just reading those guys and seeing what they like and just feeding off of them.
So, again, with that situation, that's Marcus Morris, the sharpshooter for the Clippers. He's going to be one of the big pieces. And that's another person I was very impressed with this preseason. Marcus Morris looks like he's in shape, better shape than he's been the last couple of seasons. I think this is the best time he's been in shape. starting off the year. He was playing both ways of the ball against the Nuggets. He was shooting the ball very well. And also he plays defense. So John Wall is going to be one of those players that's going to get Marcus Morris the ball. That's going to get Luke Kennard the ball. That's going to get Ivica Zubac the ball off of screen and roll actions. That's what John Wall is. That's what he's an expert at. So I think if you put John in that first group, Kawhi, PG, Marcus Morris, I think he's going to be starting. Marcus Morris and Ivica Zubac are going to get their shots. And then you got Wall, who's going to just make everybody's life easier. Marcus Morris coming on the, on the corner three, going in the transition. Kawhi Leonard catching the ball on the post or the mid post, 15, 18 feet, operating like a robot. PG getting his shots off of these curls, off of these play action with John Wall, these two-man games, and letting him do his thing. Ivica Zubac getting the pass off of the pick and roll from John Wall. Like, it's just a beautiful time to watch. Like, I watched Wall this preseason. He looked very, 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 very good. And he just fits with this team. He's also a very vocal leader. Reggie, if you give him the second team, the second group, I think he's going to be more happy because Reggie's going to get those shots up. Reggie's going to get more shots than Terrence Mann, than Robert Covington, than Diabate. Norman Powell might share the shots, but even now I think Norman will be more willing to put more of his focus on the defensive end because you heard what he said. He wants to be one of the defensive players on an all-defensive team. I think he said defensive player of the year. So you know what he's already coming with. Reggie, all you got to do is, look to shoot and look to score, do his thing. So that's what I have to say about that. The starting point guard, who y'all think is going to be the starting point guard? Who y'all think should be the starting point guard? He said, I went to the game against the Chicken Nuggets and I turned our biggest issue me paying attention to the courage. Nuggets was killing. I was like, yeah, I agree with that, bro. They fell asleep. And I think this is what I think. Attention to detail. And this is another point I also wanted to bring up. Ty Lue speaking about the Clippers after their game against the Nuggets. It's crazy you just said that, 57 KP News. I'm going to play a clip from Ty Lue when he spoke about how he felt like the energy was not there for the Clippers. They didn't feel like they didn't come with that energy, that spark. And one thing about Ty Lue I love, man, he has no issue calling out his players, and they understand it's not personal. They understand that it's coming from a good place and a guy who wants to help them. He has that respect from the organization, from this team, so he can say stuff like this. If y'all see the quote, it says, I thought tonight we didn't handle well. We didn't come out with a professional mindset. I didn't think the way we approached the game tonight. I didn't like that. We can't just throw games like this away. We got to be better. Tyronn Lue on the Clippers lost to the Nuggets. So I'm going to let y'all hear the audio so y'all can kind of see and hear what's going on. So let me pull that up.
To you could be because we got a veteran team.
Honor that you're happy
I just thought tonight we didn't handle it well. I thought we didn't come out with a professional mindset. I didn't like the way we approached the game tonight, so I didn't like that.
So, is that an end of the preseason thing to you?
It could be because we got a veteran team, but our coach, every night, no matter what it is, we're playing, we got to try to get better. We're building towards something that's, more important than just a preseason game. We got to get better defensively, as you see tonight. Offensively, what we're going to run, how we're going to share the basketball, taking care of the basketball. And so it's things we got to work on to get better at. And so we just can't throw games like this away. We got to be better.
So that was Coach Lue speaking on about the effort of the Denver Nuggets, and 57 KP News came with the comment right on time, saying that they were getting destroyed on the back doors. I saw a lot of that too, making mental mistakes, not really even mental mistakes, just being lazy. I'm just going to be honest with you. I saw Paul George get backdoor quite a few times, and just was like, whatever. Norman Powell was playing, pretty solid defense, but I saw, I think Terrence Mann, the situation with Terrence Mann is sometimes he tries to find where he fits. I think sometimes Terrence Mann try to find where he fits sometimes, and he kind of gets a little bit, lost in the sauce. So I just think, they gotta be on point as a team, man. They can't allow, backdoor cutting. They can't allow, just, failed defensive assignments, bro. Like, that's just the Clippers. That should not happen. With the amount of defensive depth they have, if they're getting backdoored just because of their effort, that's what it is. And that's what Ty Lue alluded to in this quote. And that's why he said what he said. So appreciate that comment, 57 KP News. Let me go ahead and go to the next little sequence. I got a few more and I'm going to let people in. Ty Lue also talked about the Paul George comments. I know y'all heard the comments from Paul George saying that Kawhi Leonard was the number one option. Now, here's my thoughts. If y'all didn't see my video on this, man, my thoughts about this is not really a big deal. But would I like to hear Paul George say something different? Yes. I don't really think of it as a 1-1-2. I think of it as a 1A, 1B. I think of it like this. Paul George carried the Clippers all last season when Kawhi was hurt. Paul George carried the Clippers when Kawhi Leonard went out in the playoffs, and he took over against the Utah Jazz and was the best player in that series. And then he went to the Phoenix Suns and pushed them to 6 games without a second co-star, with the Clippers running off a limited rest and them suffering injuries between Ivica Zubac and Marcus Morris. So it was a lot of stuff that was going against Paul George, and he held it down. But this is what he had to say about Kawhi Leonard to kind of, clean up all the speculation on whose team it is. So here it goes.
Listen, Kawhi is the number one, and I'm totally fine with that. I think I tried to, compliment him with being able to take the load off of him. Everybody say, Kawhi, you are 1-1, 1A, 1B. I'll publicly say I'm the 2. Kawhi's the 1, I'm the 2. So that part we nipped in the bud. Like, there's no ego when it comes to that. But with that being said, I believe in my talent and what I can do, and I believe on any night, of what I'm capable of. But I feel my job is to make everybody better. That's what I try to do on the floor, is make the game easy for everybody. Whether it's creating, just being aggressive, period, and making reads off that. And so I think, we'll go a long ways. If everybody just know their role, know what we bring to the table. Everything else is easy. We just roll the ball out and we get after it.
So that was PG, all-star forward of the LA Clippers, speaking on his role with the Clippers and saying that it's basically Kawhi's team. It's Kawhi Leonard's team, and he's the man, and, he's the number one and all that stuff. Well, here's what I would say about that. And make sure y'all keep hitting the like button. Kawhi is a better player than Paul George. That's true. Yes, he's a better player. And he's proven that with, 2 championships, 2 Defensive Player of the Years, and 2 Finals MVP. So Kawhi is the best player on his team, right? But like I said, with Paul George, I think that in order for the Clippers to be at their best, PG has to be at his best. And PG at his best is one of the top 10 players in the NBA. And he's one of the top 5 most talented players in the NBA. I've said this before over and over. I think Paul George is more talented than Kawhi Leonard. I think Paul George, the fact that he's 6'10" and Kawhi 6'8", Paul George, the fact that he has more of a bag, more of an offensive tool set than Kawhi Leonard, as far as having handlers like Kyrie Irving at his height, the range that he's able to shoot the ball, the length that he has, his God-given ability, his athleticism. I think he has the talent over Kawhi. I think what Kawhi has over him is the overall focus and just the mindset, which takes him over Paul George. But there's a reason why Kawhi insisted that Paul George come to the Clippers for him to be here, because Kawhi believes in Paul George. I think at times Kawhi believes in Paul George more than Paul George believes in himself. at times. I'm not saying because I'm saying when PG's struggling, I think Kawhi's not saying, "Oh, what are you doing? Stop shooting the ball." I think Kawhi's saying, "No, we need you to keep trying to shoot. We need you to keep trying to score the ball." He knows what he can do. The Clippers know what he can do. So if I'm Paul George, I'm looking at it like, bro, I was looking at more of a 1A, 1B because I've earned that. If you think about it, and this is just with the Clippers, PG's done more with the Clippers than Kawhi has because PG's been more available. Paul George has been leading his team farther in the playoffs. And he's just carrying more of the load since, Kawhi's been out with his ACL. Right? And he's just now coming back. And that brings me to the last point. And that's just to conclude that. Who y'all think, what y'all think about that? Is this a 1A, 1B, or this is a 1-2? Kawhi load management is very, very something that we need to talk about as well. Speculation and questioning is going on as far as how much is Kawhi going to load manage this year. And you guys understand with Kawhi, he doesn't really talk much. So you're not going to know what he's going to do or his plans or the Clippers' plans or whatever because he doesn't roll like that. And look, I'm going to play the tape from this guy named Dave McMenamin, one of the ESPN reporters, where he spoke about Kawhi Leonard's situation and what he feels like should happen with load management. And I'm going to let y'all hear. It's like a 54-second clip. And then after I let y'all hear it, we'll be right back. Okay, so here we go.
I am a little concerned when you mentioned the minutes restriction that they possibly will use in the regular season. He's had 2 years off. It's time to play. It's the regular season. The games matter. Seeding matters. Habits matter. All those things catch up to a team when the playoffs begin. And I understand that Ty Lue is a championship head coach. I understand that Kawhi Leonard is a two-time finals MVP. But just because he did that in the past or his coach has proven himself in the past doesn't mean that the regular season doesn't matter. And honestly, that's discouraging if that's only more than just the first couple of weeks continuing to get his legs back. It should be going full throttle. Fans have waited long enough. Organization has waited long enough. The sport of basketball has waited long enough. Kawhi Leonard is supposed to be one of the top 5 players in today's game. Go out and prove it.
Okay. So that was Dave McMenamin, ESPN reporter on Kawhi Leonard's load management. Y'all keep hitting that like button for your boy. Right? 1A, 1B. I appreciate that. Bubba. So that was Dave McMenamin speaking about, the Kawhi Leonard situation. Now, very passionate, very very direct. He kind of, sounded like he was damn near frustrated about it, more so just reporting. Because the emotion that he was giving out, it was like he was looking like Kawhi should be playing right now. Fans have been waiting long enough. Blase. I appreciate the passion in his voice and the passion in his, giving his news and what he thinks in his opinion. But he said a few things wrong. Number one, like Bubba said in this comment, he ain't never had 3 years. He never had 2 years off, bro. He's only been out for a year and some change. And you can't count the off season because nobody plays in the off season. So really, in all, he got hurt last June. So he's been out for a year and 3 months, but in reality, we've only been playing basketball in the off season. You get 3 months off. So really, it's been 9 months of actual basketball he's missed. 9 months, because it's 3 months of every off season. You had 3 months last year and 3 months this year. So he's really been out for only 9 months. But I don't know what these guys can't count or whatever. He's saying 2 years, bro. 2 years is 2 calendar years. That would be 2023 in June. This dude ain't even been out for a full year yet. If you're talking about just playing, so I don't know what this dude's talking about. And then he said that that team camaraderie matters. The Clippers need to, like. It's funny how people always try to tell what the Clippers need to do and what they need to do as far as being successful. That's what you want him to do. You want him to play every single game. And just come out and say that, but don't put that on the Clippers that they got to follow what you say, or any team for that matter, right? So that's number 2. Number 3, he's also saying that Kawhi Leonard needs to play to prove himself as being one of the top 5 players. And I brought this up many times. I feel like people keep acting like Kawhi Leonard ain't a 2-time MVP, a 2-time defensive player, and a 2-time Finals MVP. People act like, oh, he's not the best 2-way player in the NBA when healthy. Yes, he's better than Giannis Antetokounmpo. Yes, he's better than Jimmy Butler. Yes, he's better than Klay Thompson. You know, he used to be Klay Thompson. He's a better 2-way player than anybody in the league. If anybody's better than Kawhi Leonard both ways, tell me the name. Joel Embiid, he's better than Joel Embiid 2 ways as well. So I don't know why he has to reprove himself to feel like he's a top 5 player. That should already be solidified. Did Kevin Durant do that? Did he have to prove himself when he was hurt? He never had to reprove himself. He just came in and just was like, look, you know, people were just salivating for his return. But I know it's with Kawhi, man. It's just like people forget. I don't know what it is. Clippers weakens rebounding in the interior, but they should make the finals. And Kawhi is on those, and also K is on the. They should be in the finals. So good point, Herm. Like I said, I just pointed out the rebounding is because of the size. So what I think the Clippers are doing, those 4s with Rocco, Nico, Kawhi, and PG are gonna have to help on the boards, which I think they're more than capable of doing. So that's why I think the plan is for the Clippers. They're gonna make up for their size in the center position, and they're gonna use those 4s, or they're going to use, hopefully it's Diabate. We'll see how he develops. But back to my point. What's good, my man CH, man? What's up, CH? How you doing? Man, C Hill, what's good, brother? Yes, sir. My people in the building, my Clipper people in the building. Herm is a Memphis Grizzly fan, a Bulls fan. C Hill's a Clipper fan with me. You already know what's going on. But my point is, again, with the Clippers, bro, like with this whole Kawhi Leonard management thing, bro, you can't say that he has to play full throttle like this, man. Like, he's not going to play. They made it very clear that they're not going to rush the process, and they shouldn't rush the process. As I've explained before, the load management that Kawhi does for his body is needed for long term. It's not something that you can just be off for a season and that's it. If you go back into ramping up games like 75, 80, bro, you're putting him at risk to get re-injured again because you can't treat his body like every other player because of his condition he has in his knee. I don't care if he plays 82 games. Nobody plays 82 games anymore. So as long as he plays like about 60 to 65 games, I'm cool. And he's the best player in the playoffs, I'm cool. Why does he have to play 80, 75, 80 games for them to have team camaraderie, bro? The Clippers already show they have chemistry by what they did last season without their 2 best players. And the coach that they have, Ty Lue, will make adjustments and will make ways for everybody to be, comfortable in their roles. It's not a big deal. Right? So, he said he doesn't care about being the best player but the best team, but he knows what he needs to do. Like I said, bro, he's not paying attention to all the outside noise. He's focused on his task and what he's doing, bro. He's laser focused. And I think people need to, really respect it. Dave McMenamin said that he's been out for 2 years, bro. Kawhi's only been out, as far as playing-wise, 9 months. So I don't know where this lie comes, this 2-year stuff. But all in all, bro, as far as the Clippers, I'm gonna let the people in. As far as the Clippers go, man, they have to. We just got to make sure that the rebounding is there, and we have the athletes to do it, to help Zoo out as far as the rebounding, and we have to make sure we don't get comfortable. We don't get too comfortable and get arrogant, because for Ty Lue to come out and say like he didn't like the effort of what the Clippers had the other night, bro, I didn't like that either. Like 57 KP News said when he went to the game, he said that people were getting backdoored I saw Paul George get back to it a few times. I know he wasn't really taking it serious, but it's like these are habits you got to fix now in the preseason. If you have a chance to do it in the preseason, fix them. So when you go into the regular season, you're more than prepared and ready with a good mindset, with a good spirit, good energy, bro. You want this to be a championship season. You got to make sure all indications are pretty much x'd out. And I love what Ty Lue said about holding everybody accountable, and he didn't like the energy. So I think the Clippers will be ready to go next. I think Thursday against the Lakers. I think they're gonna come with a lot of energy and focus. And I love the team. I think John Wall should be the starting point guard of this team. I think he fits the starting line better than Reggie Jackson. I think Reggie should come off the bench. As far as the Paul George Kawhi thing with, PG saying that Kawhi's the number one, bro. I mean, I don't have an issue with it, but I still want PG to be him. And it may mean sometimes PG needs to be the number one at some nights. I don't think Kawhi has an ego where he say, "Oh, I'm the number one all the time." I think Kawhi wants PG to be PG. Right? It's not going to be every single night where, I'm going to let, Kawhi do it. Like, Kawhi's coming off an ACL injury. He's going to need you to be, an all-star, borderline superstar. Clippers the best team in the West. Yeah, bro. Facts. I'm expecting the Clippers versus that. You know what, Herm? The East is going to be a lot interesting than the West to me. I think the East is going to be much more interesting. I think the Nets, the Celtics, the Nets, the Sixers, the Heat, the Cavs. I think Celtics are going to fall off a little bit. And the Bucks, of course, but I think even with the Bucks, they're not as good as last season. Those are going to be the top 5 seeds in the NBA, in my opinion. But I think it's going to be much more close on the eastern side than the western. So I'm going to drop this link for y'all to come in here. We'll see what's good. Yeah, Ben Simmons, if he comes out and does what he did to Giannis the other night, I would have a lot of faith in the Nets, because really it's him. It's really him. It's more so Ben Simmons than anybody else. And if he plays with energy and enthusiasm, bro, that's going to carry on to the rest of the team. Trust me. The only problem is that coach Steve Nash, man, him putting it all together, like he's not a Ty Lue. He's not a Ty Lue, so he's not going to, we have to see how he puts it all together. Clippers might be my favorite squad since 2011. Not biased. They still need to get another. Yeah, I mean, like I said, man, it would be cool to have another big. I think we should get like another vet big. I don't think the Clippers are ruling that out, but I think they're just kind of experimenting what they're going to probably do with these four. These they're going to try to play with more so these fours and seeing how that works. But I agree with you. I want to have another big, but because I don't think Diabate is going to develop in time to be able to be that presence in the playoffs we need. I'm gonna be honest with you. He's a good young player, but I think he needs a couple more years. Clippers should get DeMarcus Cousins, and that's why I think they should. I think they should get DeMarcus Cousins, because DeMarcus Cousins fits. Well, yeah, I would say Dwight, but I don't know how much he has left with that back, and I just think that I don't say he hasn't lost the love for the game, but I think he's kind of trying to find his way back into the league. I think DeMarcus is ready right now to play. I think he's in shape, and I think his chemistry with John Wall and this Clipper team in the past, I think he will play all out, balls to the wall with this team. So I would hope the Clippers ain't ruled getting out another big, but I just think they're trying to play it by ear. They need to be locked in playing Denver, Memphis, New Orleans, Golden State. They have the most trophies. I would say Denver, yes. because of the Jokic factor, because he's a big and what he is, he kind of is, the Achilles heel to Zubac. Memphis, I don't see us. We're not going to struggle against Memphis. We only struggled against the Memphis Grizzlies last year because we didn't have their two best players, and they weren't at full strength. But this year, I think Memphis went down. I think Memphis went down this year. I don't think they got better. New Orleans, that's going to be an interesting matchup. I think New Orleans is going to be a team that's going to be a surprise for a lot of people out west. That's my dark horse out west of New Orleans. So maybe New Orleans, Golden State, I'm not worried about them. And that might sound crazy because they're the defending champions and all that, but I just look at Golden State as that team that they have the same issue that we have as far as at the center spot, but we have more well-rounded players and more athletes and more length where we can make up for it better than Golden State. Golden State has to rely on their outside shooting. Now, if their three-point ball is going, hey, all bets are off, but we got enough 3D defenders to make it hard for them. So I'm not really concerned about Golden State. But Denver and New Orleans, who have a lot of length, who got Jokic on Denver, who can, kick it out to shooters, and New Orleans, who has scores and length and defense. That's why I think it's gonna be something fun to watch. He said Kawhi's a GOAT. Yeah. That's going to be interesting, man. If he wins this championship this year, where they going to place him? Did y'all know I saw a top 75 list? They had Kawhi number 30, I think 36. And I'm just, bro, that's too low. He's top 25. He's top 25 for me. They had Giannis in front of Kawhi. And Giannis has the championship, 2 MVPs, and a defensive player of the year. Cool. Kawhi has 2 defensive player of the years, 2 finals MVPs, and 2 championships. And he beat Giannis in the playoffs. So I don't see how Giannis is so far ahead of Kawhi unless you're just looking at just the MVPs. Clippers versus Golden State in the Western Conference. Yeah, that's what I have going in the Western Conference too. Dallas, I think Dallas, to me, I think what Dallas is going to be, and I was talking to a Dallas Maverick fan about this last night. I said until Luka learns how to play both ways, they're not gonna ever get over that hump until he learns how to play both ways. But what I think they're trying to do, they're trying to build all these defensive-minded guys around Luka to allow Luka just to play strictly offense. And I'm like, that's not going to work. You're just another James Harden when he was in Houston. You're dominating the ball on offense, but what happens when somebody goes at you? What happens when somebody attacks you? You're going to have to play defense at some point. So Jason Kidd, hopefully that's actually in his head. If Clippers underestimate Golden State, they will lose. Underestimate was a part of the reason the Clippers lost in the bubble. That's fair. That bubble is always going to be the black mark on the Clippers. The recent Clippers team, that's always going to be the black mark, the black cloud people go back to when they want to try to discredit this team. It's amazing they skip what happened in 2021 and go straight to the bubble. Because the bubble is that's the black mark. Until the Clippers win the championship, they're not gonna be able to erase that. So I mean, they gotta be serious, man, and take things seriously. Bruce Morrow wrong. The reason they lost is because they had no help from others like Denver did from their role players. The reason they lost because Doc Rivers was a guy who didn't make adjustments, and he chose to keep guys like Lou Williams and Montrezl Harrell in for too long. So that's part of the reason they lost. Bruce was good, brother.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good, brother. How about yourself?
I'm good. I have a sore throat, so that's why I was like, I was not gonna talk today. But it seems like all the Clippers fans are behind the curtain. So I said, okay, let me. I've seen all of them were here, and they're not guesting. So I said, okay, let me show up.
Yeah. Clipper fans come in. Y'all can, talk it up, bro. This is our day to talk Clipper basketball. So come in and
Yeah,
talk what you guys gotta say. Go
yeah.
ahead,
So
Bruce.
uh, it's the year again for the Clippers to win it. And I saw that Derek Favors was waived. What do you think about Derek Favors for the Clippers?
Nah, I'm not.
Okay.
Nah, I mean
I mean,
maybe, but there. I think DeMarcus and Dwight. Well, DeMarcus definitely. Dwight, I'm not sure, but I mean you could get him, but I wouldn't be running to get him because he
mm.
doesn't play elite D.
Wasn't he the guy, Kawhi Duncan?
Yeah, that's why I say he don't play elite defense.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have a feeling Reggie is gonna start. Maybe because I want him to start, but
No, I mean, it's possible. I mean, I don't think Reggie really been playing well though in preseason.
okay.
What you think?
I mean, I think the other players in the Clippers want John Wall to start, and I think you play the Marcus Morris thing. So I think because he said that John Wall is aggressive, vocal, and the team needed that.
Yeah,
So I guess he could start.
because
Um,
you just see with John, bro. Like he's one of those type of players and people that when he is in the room, he commands that attention because that's just his personality. I think Reggie's the same way too, but I
yeah.
think I think two things working for John Wall. He's better than Reggie Jackson, and he fits better with the starting group.
Mm. I mean, DeMarcus Cousins on the team should be good because he has. I mean, that's college teammates of John Wall, one of his good friends, I think. So what are they waiting for? They're waiting to see how they fare in the beginning,
Yeah,
or what?
yeah. They're waiting to see if this works out now because everybody's been saying this team is so deep and they got so much depth. They're
Mm.
probably thinking like, okay, well, we'll just see what this Diabate kid how he develops, and we'll see if we can, make something shake. But my thing is, you're gonna run into, the Denvers, the New Orleans, um, who else? Minnesota. Oh no, Minnesota don't really rebound.
Minnesota doesn't scare me, man.
Yeah, Minnesota doesn't really rebound at all. Um, yeah, I think with that, even Dallas, man, they picked up JaVale McGee and Christian Wood. I mean, I think they're gonna be Reggie Bullock. They got guys who are dogs too. So that's gonna be the Clippers' Achilles heel. They're gonna have to fix that.
Mm. I see. Okay. Um, I mean, Clippers are set. They have the coach. Like I said before, they have everything. They only need a center. Like I mean, I watched the Denver Nuggets play against the
Clippers,
Warriors last night.
Warriors. Yeah.
Um I think they're gonna be scoring more, but their defense is worse.
You think so?
Yes,
Yeah, because they
and
got rid of Will Barton. I didn't know they got rid of like four guys, man. Will Barton, Jermichael Green, Austin Rivers,
yeah,
and somebody else. I think they got rid of.
yeah, and they shows DeAndre Jordan over the Marcus Cousin.
Yeah, that was retarded. I don't know whose idea was that. And I'm
Man,
pretty sure DeMarcus wasn't looking for no extra money. That's why I'm saying if I'm the Clippers, I'm looking for that deal, bro. I don't know why they ain't. I'm pretty sure John has at least brought the idea up. So I don't know why they ain't got him. I know DeMarcus is not looking to play for a lot of money, so he just wants to go out there and show us. Like, I would go and sign DeMarcus Cousins, bro.
Yeah. I mean, the way that I see the Denver Nuggets play is Jokic inside and threes. That's all they're doing. That's not gonna win championships, man.
No, it's
They
not.
have they have wide open mid range. They don't take it. They pass the ball.
Too many passes. Too many passes on the front. Too many.
Yeah. I mean, mid range is not. It's not that bad, man. You're gonna still look cool. I mean, they just give Jokic the ball inside and let him do everything. He's gonna get double teamed. Okay.
Right.
So because they all shoot threes, they all stand behind the line, and they pass the ball to Jokic. So I don't know why you guys said Denver. I don't see that, man.
Well, I see Denver against us. Somewhat of a. It's the only reason I say it could be a challenge because of Jokic.
Only Jokic, but when Denver was giving Clippers trouble, you had Grant, you had other bigs, right? That could.
That's true.
I mean, I don't see anybody on Denver that can guard Kawhi or Paul George.
No.
Gordon is not that good, man. Gordon was in Orlando.
Oh, Gordon.
Yeah, Gordon. He cannot shoot the three. He tries shooting the three. You know, he breaks them all the time.
Yeah, about saying if it's the Nuggets and the Clippers, I got them definitely being the Nuggets. But my thing is, again, they cannot relax and take their foot off the gas and let little things like backdoors and not getting rebounds, like stuff like that happening, bro.
Yeah.
Because when Jamal Murray comes back, I think he's going to be putting pressure to score the ball.
I think Jamal Murray is scared in playing. He's going to be so cautious. I think next year, that's when you're going to see Jamal Murray be better. But I don't think this year is going to be like pressing a lot.
Who can guard Jokic on the Clippers? Nicholas Batum? He can. He did it last year.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. But I saw LeBron saying Denver, Clippers, and who else did he say that are better than the Lakers? He said 3 teams: Clippers, Denver, and somebody else, I think.
You talking about this comment?
What comment? I don't see it.
You said who's better? You said somebody better than the Lakers. Who you say?
LeBron last night after the Lakers game. He said that Clippers, Denver, and another team better than the Lakers. That's the team they're looking at.
That's what LeBron said?
Yes. When Russell Westbrook, I see people say that he fainted. I mean, he faked an injury. So, yeah.
Do you think it was a fake?
I mean, I don't think Westbrook wants to come off the bench. And I don't think Westbrook is going to be on the team in 2023, January. I think he's going to be traded before the next year.
Okay.
But, go ahead. No, sorry. Go ahead.
No, bro, I don't know the Warriors, man. I feel like they're still the favorites, but I don't feel like they're just that favorite where, they're just untouchable. Or there's teams out there, I think, that can match. And this may sound crazy. I think the Lakers can match up to the Warriors full strength.
Okay.
I think they can.
I'm just hoping that Poole got the money, so I hope he still plays well.
Yeah, I was happy he got that $140 million. That $140 million. We're gonna talk about that tomorrow, actually.
Yeah. So I'm just hoping if Kuminga plays like he played last night, I think the Warriors can repeat.
But you're going for the Clippers, right?
Either team wins, I'm good. But I won't want the Clippers to win because I want the burying the talking badly about Kawhi too much. I had enough. So I want the Clippers to win more than the Warriors. If the Warriors win, I'll be cool, but I want the Clippers to win this year. I mean, the Warriors just won, so I want the Clippers to win because I like Kawhi that much. Because I want Kawhi to shut up haters because there's a lot of haters in the media, right?
Yeah. I don't think they're going to repeat, man. I think there's too much turmoil with that team. They're going to try to save face and try to put something together, but I think they're going to get eliminated in the second round. No, they're going to get eliminated in the second. They might get eliminated in the second round, but if they get past it, I think they're going to definitely get beat by the Clippers.
I think the only team that can beat the Warriors is the Clippers. I don't see any other team in the West.
You don't see New Orleans beating them?
No. CJ McCollum cannot guard Steph Curry. Come on.
That's true. That's a good point. That's a good point.
Even though the coach of the Pelicans was on the Warriors staff, he knows how. He knows Curry, and even the Nuggets coach was on the Warriors staff. Even though I don't know, we'll see. Yeah, but I don't think the Nuggets are scared of the Clippers.
No, I don't think so either. I don't think the Timberwolves are scared of the Clippers. I don't think they're scared of the Clippers. I think
the Timberwolves are not scared of the Lakers, but I don't know about the Clippers.
I don't think D'Angelo Russell, Karl Anthony Towns are really Anthony Edwards. I don't think he's scared of him. I don't really think they're scared of him. That doesn't mean they're better, but I'm saying I don't think they're scared of him. That makes sense. I don't think they're scared of him.
I mean, they have not really played a really good Clippers team. They haven't played Kawhi playing.
Good point.
I mean, and the Timberwolves have their weaknesses. D'Angelo Russell is a weakness for them.
He put it on us the last two times. He put it on us in the play, and he put it on us a few nights ago.
D'Angelo Russell and Gobert, they don't show up in playoffs. D'Angelo Russell did the same thing in Brooklyn. Last year is one of the reasons they lost. He was playing so bad he got benched.
Yeah, he seemed to do that against other teams like Memphis. For whatever reason, he looked like he was like he forgot how to play basketball. So,
yo, salute.
What's good, brother?
What's going on, man? Appreciate you having me on.
It's Clipper basketball talk, man. It's all Clipper day, man. So what's good? What you think about the first this last week, man? What you think about the stuff I was talking about? And what you think about the next week going into the season?
Yeah, man. I think Ty Lue was just trying to figure out rotations and see kind of who fits with who. I think Ty Lue likes Reggie with the starters because you know what I mean. It appears to be that he seems like he plays better off of Kawhi and Paul George, but I think like you said, some of the guys probably want John Wall to start because he brings a different kind of tempo. You know what I mean? So we've never had that tempo before. So, but yeah, man, I think this kind of was just like a trial and error. I think Ty Lue will figure it out, but my biggest concern with the Clippers, bro, to be honest, is the defense from the front court.
Right.
And because I like Zubac, but you can't really play Zubac late in games, and when you take him out, we really are, we're really super small at that position. So
No, you're right. But you know what I think also that they may be small in the center, but they're big as hell at everywhere else. So power forward, small forward, that's gonna help. So they're gonna have to. They're a unique team. There's no team like the Clippers because what they have as far as their depth and where they have their positioning at, they're gonna have to help more on the boards to compensate for the lack of rebounding in the center's position. So Rocco, Nico,
I agree.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I agree with you on that. I mean, we're big everywhere else. We got long wings who can defend and deflect, get deflections and all type of stuff like that. One thing I do think though is that when you start going up against teams like, Golden State, they're they can play, they got movable bigs. Teams like Denver really don't. But I guess I'm thinking more of like the Bam Adebayos, guys like that, where if we go small, we really don't have a movable big. Because you can still have a center or a guy who's like 6'10", but who's a bigger body. I think some of our guys are a little thin at that position is what I mean. So it's, the boxing out, being able to, to get offensive rebounds, stuff like that. We are, one of the worst rebounding teams. But like I said, I think those other guys are going to have to rebound. John Wall, all of those guys are going to have to contribute. But it'd be nice to have a nice 6'8", 6'9" guy, big body who can run and rebound to kind of help with the boards.
Bro, DeMarcus Cousins is perfect for that. Bro, I'm telling you, I could see DeMarcus Cousins running up and down the court, setting solid screens, hitting shots, and rebounding the hell out the ball. I hope and pray that they're looking at getting DeMarcus Cousins, bro. I think he's the answer. Because what y'all think about Diabate? Do you think that he should stay with the team or they should move him back to the G League?
He needs more playing. He needs more experience.
Yeah, he needs more experience. He's not strong. He's still trying to. He doesn't have an NBA like body yet, as far as him being able to stand his ground, take hits and stuff like that. So I think we'll keep him, but we just got to develop him, make sure he gets more time.
Yeah, I agree. So is that something y'all think that's going on? Y'all think that they're searching for that? They're searching to do that, or do you think they're just going to stick with what they have?
They just giving him a trial and see how he's doing, because it's a business. They want to save money, right? So I think that's what's going on.
Well, that's the point. That's the thing, though. DeMarcus Cousins, I don't think he's looking for that big of a deal. He's just looking to play. It's kind of like Wall. Like you got John Wall, who really, to be honest with you, you got a very valuable piece for like cheap. So you can be doing the same thing with DeMarcus Cousins.
I think it's because of money. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, my fault. No,
I think it's because of money that Cousins is not with Denver, because they were gonna give Jokic that big contract. So that's why they did not resign Boogie.
And we had Boogie 2021, didn't we? Yeah, we had him on the roster. He didn't really play in the playoffs, but we had him. I just think his issue is he doesn't. He's not. You can't play him, against certain teams because he's horrible in the pick and roll defensively, and he's just not a good defender. But he definitely rebounds though. That's my thing though. Like but that's just it. It's hard to find a big like a center who can get on pick and rolls, man. Like it's kind of tough, and it's not really required to have. Like as long as you got those long wings that they got, who got Covington and Nico and Kawhi and PG. They can take care and make up for that. But it's more tougher to make up for the rebounding. Well, and that's what I'm thinking. Like, here's the thing, though. I'm noticing that when a lot of these teams are going small ball, that center position is kind of being transformed because it's not like a traditional center. Like these Dwight Howards and Hassan Whiteside, those guys are like traditional centers. I think the guys that you got to look for are like guys who are really good, who can move their feet, but still got a wide enough frame, you know what I mean, who can help rebound and stuff like that. So like a 6'10" guy, 6'9", those are the type of guys that are playing center on some of these teams now. Like Bam Adebayo, he's only like 6'9".
Yeah.
So guys like that, you'll start seeing those guys play center more often.
The NBA is a copycat league. The Golden State Warriors won a championship without really a center. So everybody's like, okay, I guess we can do that too.
Yeah, I think like I said, I think the one thing the Clippers got to do, because you got Steve Ballmer, is really money shouldn't really be the issue. So it's going to take you having to go and get a valuable center as your final piece, bro. Like that's what you can't leave no stones unturned. Like they can't have an opportunity for what happened in the bubble. You know what I'm saying? Unexpected. Like you guys got to cover every single dot.
Mm-hmm.
Every dot.
Yeah, and that's the thing. People keep bringing up the bubble, and like this is a complete different team. But as far as that issue, man, is guys, they get their opinion on why we lost. There's multiple factors, right? Doc Rivers not making adjustments. What I noticed watching those games were, even though we had Kawhi and Paul George, besides those guys, we didn't really have a lot of defenders on that team. There weren't good defenders on that team. Montrezl Harrell, Lou Williams, Landry Shamet, those guys are not defenders. And those were the guys that were getting a lot of minutes. And that's an issue, because you can't have guys like Jokic was destroying us with backdoor cuts, hitting certain guys. And, none of those guys are paying attention. And it's the 50-50 game. And that's one of the biggest reasons, what I noticed.
Yeah. Bruce, what you guys say about that?
I just want the Clippers mentality is no excuse this year. Like if they go to the huddle and say 1, 2, 3, no excuse. No excuses. Okay? So don't underestimate team. Every game is the finals. Every game is the finals. Even if Kawhi is load managing the two players, whatever, the bench has to play like they are the starters.
I agree.
That's it, man. That's it. There's no excuse, man.
I agree with you. The only difference is this is a complete different team, though. We got veteran guys who can defend. We got guys who do the dirty work. There's that matters, man. When you have guys like that, Rocco, Batum, Norman Powell, a lot of those guys are veterans, man. They do a lot of dirty work.
A different team mostly on the bench, but the starters are mostly were there in the bubble, right?
It was Kawhi, PG, Reggie. Well, Reggie didn't.
Well, Reggie Jackson didn't play. He really didn't play in the bubble. So
Terrence Mann didn't play.
Terrence Mann didn't play.
Reggie Jackson was on the team. He played somewhat in the bubble.
No. Jackson played, I think, like 15 minutes that whole series.
Yeah, he didn't. It was Lou Williams that was playing.
It was Lou Williams and Montrezl Harrell, and they had a few games where they put up some double-digit numbers. But my point is that I'm focused on defense. What I noticed is that we didn't have an issue scoring. We had an issue defending.
That's a fact.
So when you're up 3-1, yeah, we're doing well. But then Mike Malone makes adjustments, and Doc Rivers doesn't make any adjustments. Lou Williams, he's not paying attention to backdoor cuts. Montrezl Harrell is getting exposed by MPJ.
Those guys were not interested to be in the bubble.
I mean, shit, I wouldn't disagree with that, but you still got to play, man. You still got to play the game. So if you don't want to be there, that's cool.
Didn't the NBA has had a rule like if your team is in the bubble, you will be fined or something? Your salary will be affected if you don't show up?
I think so.
Well, people were going to lose money if they didn't play. But you could have called. Listen, Avery Bradley decided not to go to the bubble, and his team still won the shit, right? So you didn't have to go. You would have got fined. I don't know what the fine would have been, but some players didn't go.
Okay.
But like I said, bro, I'm confident in this team. I like Ty Lue. He's a much better coach in the playoffs. There's no excuses. You're right, no excuses. You know, to me, I think Golden State and Denver are the two most dangerous teams in the West for the Clippers.
Denver. Why you say Denver?
Well, the reason why I say Denver is because you got the two-time MVP. You got Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr., who's back. The last time these three guys were together, yep. So they were injured. I think he had an ACL injury, Jamal Murray. So he same issue with Kawhi. They both had ACL injury. But when these
Michael Porter Jr., I don't see it. He's only catch the ball and shoot. What moves does he make?
So Michael Porter Jr., he plays good in their offense. When those three are on the floor, they actually have the highest scoring offense in the league. If you didn't know that, their offensive rating is like 127. I've been studying these dudes. They have the highest scoring offense. Their trio has the highest scoring offense in the league.
Yeah. Michael Porter Jr. 7 points and the other 60. So I mean, come on, man. Michael Porter Jr. He's just pick and roll, shoot. Doesn't even put the ball on the floor.
Well, no, Michael Porter Jr. can score. He can score off of screens. He can score in the pick and roll. He can drive. And bro, what are you talking? Like Michael Porter Jr. can score.
He can drive.
He's been injured. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
How many times have you seen him drive? How many times have you seen him drive?
Bro, Michael Porter Jr., since I've watched him, he can drive. He can cut to the basket. He's a 6'10" small forward. So Jokic, it's easy for him to find
Michael
him on
Porter
that
Jr. can guard someone? Can he guard someone?
Yeah, they don't.
I'm not talking about defense. I'm talking about offense. Their offense is lethal. He's not a good defender, no. But here's the thing, though. They have defenders around that team that they've added. You added KCP.
Ooh.
You've added Bruce Brown. They have defenders now, bro.
KCP, Bruce Brown. What? Come on, man.
So those aren't good. Hold on. Those aren't good. Those aren't good defenders.
KCP is a very good defender.
KCP, Bruce Brown is a good defender, bro. What are you talking about?
Yeah, okay. He was playing on the Nets where nobody was defending, so of course he's gonna look good defending.
All right, so back to what I was saying, bro. When you understand a game, see, I don't underestimate these players. These are NBA players. I don't underestimate them. I know these dudes have game. Bruce Brown didn't get into the league by his scoring, right? He's not a scorer guard. He's not a guy that you have to worry about. He's the guy that can put pressure on your other guards, and he can defend. So when you look at guys like that, those guys like Jamal Murray and Jokic, they just got to focus on scoring. Their pick and roll is lethal. Michael Porter Jr. he has a step back. He actually shot his and listen, the reason why I'm saying this is because I want people to know, like, when you're watching these teams, you can't just go in here, oh, we're gonna mop the floor with these dudes. No. You can't. That's not how you think, bro. These dudes, they can ball. So Michael Porter Jr., this dude, I think he shot. Hold on, let me look it up real quick.
Yeah, okay.
So he's shooting like 39% from three, Michael Porter Jr. So he can shoot and he's 6'10". So yeah, it's hard to block that. It's hard to defend that. But like I said, I think the Clippers as a unit, our goal is I think we just gotta out rebound, man. We gotta rebound as a team and we gotta defend, man. And I think right now Ty Lue, he's setting them up. Kawhi Leonard still has to get back in basketball shape. But to be honest, bro, I'm not really worried. I just think that we got to get a little bit more size, and we'll be good.
I'm not really worried.
Thank you, Dominic Brown.
Yeah, I'm not worried either, but it's more so annoying. Like, you got to clean up these habits in preseason. Like, the worst thing the Clippers can do is, like, because they know that they're good, is to fall into bad habits. And that's why I think Ty Lue said very early, like, he didn't like the energy, he didn't like how they came out in that game, getting backdoor cut. You know what I'm saying? Missing defensive assignments. Like, y'all are too long and too athletic to allow that to happen. So it's only because of laziness. So.
The number one enemy of the Clippers are the Clippers. Number two is the Warriors. I don't see Denver. I don't see the Lakers. I don't see Minnesota. I don't see all those other teams.
So, hey, bro, are you a Clippers fan or no?
I'm a Kawhi fan.
So you're a Kawhi. Okay, so you just started watching. Okay, I was just wondering. So do you
I
watch?
just started watching.
No. I'm
The
asking you,
Clippers.
like, when you watch, do you watch like, so? Because I watch every Clipper game. I watch how they play, and I notice, like, I know their weaknesses. So I'm not just saying, oh, Kawhi and Paul George. I'm not looking at the stat sheet. A lot of these dudes just look at a stat sheet, say, oh, we got enough. We can just go beat this team. So I feel like you're just looking at, oh, they got these guys. They should be able to just walk to the finals.
Did you hear me say that? See, that's the first time you hear me talk.
No,
Did you hear me say that?
I'm asking you, like, do you watch the games, bro? Because it sounds like you don't watch how they
What did
play.
I say? What did I say that was wrong? All I said was KCP and what's the other guy on the
And you
team?
said Bruce Brown. You said they're not good defenders.
No, they're not. Bruce Brown.
Okay.
Bruce Brown is just a hustler. You know, somebody
that's
you
not
need on
true.
your team to hustle. He's just a hustler. I don't think he's a good defender.
Okay.
KCP was a good shooter. Was better than what the Lakers had last year, and the Lakers made a mistake letting KCP go. Him and the other guys that is in Chicago were better defenders than the one that replaced them on the Lakers. But if I need a stop, I don't want KCP to defend the other players, the other team best player. If I want to stop Steph Curry, I'm not gonna put KCP. That's what I said. I didn't say that, oh, he's so terrible, whatever. I said that, come on, man, KCP. KCP cannot guard Kawhi or PG.
He sure can.
Bruce Brown cannot guard Kawhi
I
or
don't think
PG.
anybody can guard Kawhi or PG.
Well, and that's the thing. Nobody's saying these dudes is going to. You're talking about the star players. Nobody's going to guard none of those star players. You can kind of try to contain them, but like you say, he's a hustler. He's a defender. He plays the 50-50 balls, loose balls, diving on the floor. You got to have guys like that that's giving effort, that plays both sides.
That's what I just said. That's what I just said. You need a guy like Bruce Brown on your team.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, but that matters though when it comes down to winning, bro. So when you say he's not a
he's
defender,
too small. He's too small to slow down or even contain PG or Kawhi. Right? That's what I'm saying. So
no,
I don't think he's going to get to.
He's not gonna. He's not going to be a problem. Bro, I was speaking to the Denver's offense. I'm telling you, their offense is lethal. Their defense is they're as a team. They have a horrible defense as a team.
That's why I said you can ask BJ. You can ask him. I said the Denver offense is better, but the defense is worse.
Yeah, he's not big on the. Bruce ain't big on the Denver Nuggets.
No, I understand that, but how is their defense worse? They got rid of guys like Austin Rivers and guys like Will Barton, and they added KCP and Bruce Brown. Those are two upgrades on the defensive end.
Well,
so how did they get worse defensively?
I'm not saying they got worse defensively. I think Denver, they're not going to move the needle defensively. So you got Bruce Brown and you got KCP. You trade away Will Barton, JaMychal Green, and Austin Rivers for the two. Yes, good. They offensively, yes. But it's not going to be something, okay, well, Denver now is a great defensive team. So that's why it's kind of like, you might have got a little bit better, but it's still not going to compare to what the Warriors or the Clippers or one of those top-tier teams have.
Yeah,
even the guy like Campazzo, they let him go. I don't understand why. But I don't think who's the backup of Jamal Murray now?
Hot Bones Island. That dude, Bones Island, he can play.
Well, yeah, they have Bones, but I think, again, like the other day they played Bruce Brown at point. They're going to be bigger at the point. If they go big, like if Jamal Murray goes to the bench, I think they'll play Bruce Brown at the point or Bones.
Yeah, if they play Bruce Brown, I just back up. That's
going to be an X factor this year, man.
So yeah, I mean, ultimately, like I said, there's no answer for Kawhi and Paul George. I think those dudes is gonna get off, right? Nobody's gonna contain them as long as Paul George is aggressive like he needs to be. They'll be fine.
There's no answer for John Wall,
and that's what I say. My thing is, I'm excited for John Wall because those others, bro. You add shooters like Norman Powell and Luke Kennard, that's gonna spread the floor out. It's gonna be hard to guard that stuff.
Marcus Morris looks great, man. The people that look the most impressive to me is Marcus Morris and Norman Powell. Those are the two that look.
Yeah, no,
John
that
Wall
was
looks
good.
great too, but those two look like they're the most impressive right now.
You know, it'd be interesting though, because as I'm watching teams like Denver, I think what we have the opportunity to do is play like 5 switchable wings. So, you know, I'm excited to see, you know, Rocco, Batum, Kawhi, and Paul George out there, and maybe let's say you throw a Terrence Mann at the point, because Terrence Mann can play point. You know,
Right.
that's big at pretty much every position except for the center position. So it gives us the ability to
Right.
switch, defend, getting. You know, we'll probably play at a faster pace, but that's what I'm excited to see, man.
Yeah, man. It's. I think Walls is somebody that's going to. I think he's going to excel this season, bro. I think. Let me ask y'all this question. And I got about 10 more minutes. So do y'all think it's a problem with Kawhi and the low management? Do you think he should play more games or play less games, or what y'all think about the low management situation?
He should play more games. I was never a fan of load management.
Okay. What you think, Kobe Jordan?
Yeah, I mean, he should definitely play more games. Yeah, I mean, that's never been a question. Just he just has to stay healthy, bro. Like, you know, I don't know how serious his knee issue is, but he's mentioned that his goal is to play more games this year. I don't think he'll play a lot of back-to-backs, because the team won't let him. But I think he'll play more games this year for sure. And we need him to. We need him to play at least 60 games, bro. At least.
Yeah, that's what I said. About 60, 65 games. That's about a good average.
Nah, 70, man.
You just want him to get that MVP, Bruce.
Exactly. You read my mind.
He wants to. And Kawhi said that. I don't think
I'd rather him get the Finals MVP.
Facts. That's facts.
I want him to get the regular season MVP and the Finals MVP. That means like you have a chance to be in the top 10.
But you know what? Paul George will play a lot of games, though. He'll play a lot. I think he'll play probably 70 this year.
Yeah. I need Paul George to be 1B. I don't want him to be number 2. I want to be 1B.
Well, he has a mentality of a 2. A talent of a 1, mentality of a 2. Why would you go and say, "Oh, that's Kawhi's number 1"? You could have a friendly competition between each other. Why you have to say, "Oh, I'm number 2"?
Yeah, that's my only concern with Paul George, man, is his mentality. I think that this team, man, this team really needed John Wall's leadership and his voice, because they don't have like those two guys. They're very passive, and they kind of just. Kawhi obviously shows his game on the court, but Paul George, man, kind of, to me, he's super skilled, probably the most skilled in the NBA, one of the most skilled in the NBA, all around game wise. But it's like his mentality is he's just not aggressive enough when he needs to be. That's been my only issue with him.
Yeah, he does it in spurts. He does it in spurts, and hopefully Wall can kind of rub that pedal to the metal mentality on him, because I've seen PG do it where he goes all out, but it's just like, we need you to do that, no matter who it is.
Right, no matter who it is. And that's what I mean. Like, certain teams, it's like, no, you don't want to, like, I don't know. I'm more old-fashioned how I think about the game. Like, I don't like when we're going up against one of those top contender teams and you come in and you're shaking everybody's hand and laughing, and I feel like you're not going to go as hard. You know what I mean? You're like, I don't know. That's just my opinion. I feel like, teams like Golden State, he's just like kind of coasting. You know what I mean? Like, no, you should be trying to take these dudes' heads off, bro.
That's a fact.
Man, as a Clippers fan, so the team you scared of are Kobe Jordan. I'm asking you this: are you scared of Denver? Who else?
Well, first of all, I'm not scared of any team. I don't know where you got that from. I'm just telling you what I know.
From what you were talking.
But that's what you insinuated. I never said we were. I'm scared of any team. I'm saying that we need to be prepared and not to just underestimate these teams. That's what I'm saying. So what I would say is Denver and Golden, because like I said, these are all NBA teams and players who can beat you. So, but yeah, I think Denver and Golden State are our two toughest matchups. But yeah, I mean it's these two teams are well coached. They have great benches, great team, great players all around. And like I said, I know our weaknesses are our defense, and we were like 28th in rebounding like the last 2 seasons. Even when Kawhi was healthy, we were like one of the worst rebounding teams. So that's why I'm looking at what our weaknesses are. And I think that in the playoffs, man, those rebounds, offensive rebounds, getting a second chance is going to kill us, especially against a team like Golden State. So
it's funny. You're saying the same things that I've said for weeks. The only difference is Denver. Right? Everything that you said, I just mentioned underestimating a couple minutes ago in the comment section.
Oh, I didn't see that. But yeah, I mean that's it. Denver, like I said, Denver is and see the thing is not only 2020 because people just keep bringing up that. I'm talking about regular season. That gives you a glimpse of like, man, what are people's weaknesses and that's what I noticed. Like they give us a hard time even in the regular season. Like it's just the matchups. Like nobody's gonna guard Jokic. I get that, but when you start letting other guys get easy cuts to the basket and guys like Aaron Gordon going off for 18, 20, guys like MPJ going off for 20, that's tough, right? Because now you got to worry about Jokic and those two guys and Murray. So
I think that the Nuggets got worse. They don't have a real power forward or a point guard. I mean, that's my opinion. But okay.
So if they got worse, bro, let me ask you this. If they got worse, right? The last time they were healthy, they went to the Western Conference Finals. And then
it's not the same team. That was not the same team.
No. The core was the same. They had the same.
What was the core?
The core was Jamal Murray, Jokic, and MPJ. That's their core.
MPJ.
So outside of that, yeah, I don't like. You keep saying they got weaker. No, I think they've actually got stronger, in my opinion. But so in the last year, Jokic, he's literally made the playoffs without his 2 best players. I think
with a better defense.
Say that again.
Better defense.
Okay, so you keep saying their defense. Who was their defensive stopper last year? Can you tell me that?
You didn't have a defensive stopper. They had better defense as a team.
So I'm asking you, what were some defensive players that were on that team that's no longer with them?
I said they had better defense as a team. They didn't have like a defensive stoppers, but they had as a team.
Well, the reason why I'm asking you that is because you keep saying they got weaker as a team defensively, but you're not telling me how they got weaker. You see what I'm saying? I
just told you. They had their offense is better because they have more offensive-minded players now.
No, I understand that. We agree on that part. But you keep saying that their defense is so horrible, right? But they've never had an elite defense. So, and they've still, like I said, they've got to the playoffs. They've still been they haven't had their 2 best players. And the last time they were healthy, they got to the Western Conference Finals. That's what I'm saying. Like this team, without their 2 best players, made the playoff, or second and third best player, still make the playoffs. And
Michael.
Go ahead.
Michael Porter Jr. is gonna play more. I have seen many times when Michael Porter Jr. is playing, other teams are looking for him. I remember when Phoenix was playing against Denver. Phoenix was hunting for Michael Porter Jr.
Okay.
Right? He's a bad defender. Jamal Murray. He was not even injured. Now he's injured. Now he's recovering. Right? He's back after not playing for like a year. Right?
Yeah, he was out for like 15 months. He was out.
So I don't think he's going to be 100% at the beginning because they're not going to play him a lot of minutes because they're going to start slow.
No, I agree. And that's normal. When you're coming off ACL injury, that's normal. Like Kawhi Leonard, he won't play a lot of he won't play in a lot of third, fourth quarter games, especially back-to-backs, because they're going to slowly get him up to speed. But that's normal. But what I'm saying is that this team they've never had a great defense, and they've still been a really good team in the West. They've been, 2018, I think they went to the Western Conference Finals. 2020, they went to the Western Conference Finals.
They had Roger Craig and Grant. Grant is not bad defensively.
Torrey Craig, yeah, Torrey Craig and Jeremy Grant, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, those guys give Kawhi and PG fit in the bubble.
Well,
right?
I get that, but then here's what I'm saying: they've added guys to shore up their front court. They added DeAndre Jordan. They've never had a center.
Yeah, DeAndre Jordan is done, man. He's done.
Come on, man.
He's
done.
Nah, he's terrible, man. He's terrible. Did you see him on the Lakers?
Terrible, bro.
He's terrible. He's terrible, man. He's terrible. He's just picking up money for his retirement. He's terrible, man. He stopped lifting weight. He stopped lifting weight. It seems like he stopped lifting weight. He's been smoking. So come on, man.
I don't know what's going on in his personal life. I'm only talking on the court, bro.
Do you remember DeAndre Jordan and the Clippers with all those muscles?
Bro, I've been a Clippers fan since for a long time. I know everything about him.
Come on, man. DeAndre Jordan, nobody could guard him when he had the lob, even though he caught a lob last night.
But he's still a big body who can defend, though, bro. He's still can protect it.
He was never a defender, man. He was never a defender.
He's washed. Dwight Howard's washed too, right?
Man, both of them are. I don't like calling players washed, but I think he's past his prime. Okay, DeAndre Jordan is past his prime.
Okay. Well, that's a bad. See, they're trying to save money because they're gonna pay the guy $60 million, right? Who are you talking about?
Jokic. That's why DeMarcus is not on the team, and they got DeAndre Jordan cheap, and that guy Green. What's his name?
Jeff Green.
Sometimes he get cold.
Well, he's not a good defender. He's not. He used to be super athletic, but he's got older. So he's not really the same player. And that's what I'm saying. In this part of the career, they're not going to play a lot of minutes anyway. But you can throw them in like 10-minute stretches, 12-minute stretches. They'll be very productive in those small minutes. But my thing is like guys like DeMarcus Cousins. Like he to me in my mind, he's a minimum player, like a mid-level exception type player. I don't think.
No, man. It's because the NBA's changed the way that DeMarcus wants to play. Nobody plays that way. Like give the ball.
So you just answered though. Why would you pay a guy all that money when when that skill set doesn't work anymore?
Because he's a better offensive player than Zubac.
But we don't need more offense. We need defense.
Okay, but when we're playing teams that have that scores, we want other teams to get tired. The other center to get tired. When Clippers playing a team that's the center score a lot, right?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of having guys who are just one dimension. Like I don't know. Me personally, I don't like one-dimensional players. Especially if you're older. And these big guys, they get injured a lot, man. So guys like DeMarcus Cousins, I mean, why hasn't he been on one team for more than one season? There's a reason why.
Because they don't want to pay him. He wants more money.
But that's what I'm saying though. He's not worth the money he's asking for, right? So why would you pay a guy who's injury prone, who's already past his prime, and he's gonna come in and do the base minimum? Like
you don't want DeMarcus Cousins on the Clippers?
No, bro. We've already had him on the Clippers. He didn't play in the playoffs at all, bro.
Oh my God.
When we had him, did you see him in the playoffs?
He was giving Jokic trouble. I mean, he was giving Hayton, right? He was giving Hayton trouble. I think I remember.
No, I don't remember, man. But I remember. And see, that's the thing. We need, like I said, bro. You got to have young legs, man. The league is younger now, man. You can't just say, "Oh, this guy he's gonna come in, bro." He's what?
Why did the Clippers let Isaiah go to the Knicks?
You know what, bro? I don't know. I wish we wouldn't have because I really liked him.
The guy was a good Clipper, man.
But here's the thing with him. He actually wanted his money, so we couldn't afford him. I think he ended up getting like $15 million per year, and we couldn't afford. We didn't want to pay him, bro. So the Knicks ended up paying him.
Okay.
He's a loss for us, bro. I'm gonna be honest.
I watch a lot of Clippers too. Okay, I watch a lot of Clippers since the Chris Paul era. Chris
Same
Paul
here,
before
bro.
Chris Paul.
I ain't
So-
no casual. I've been watching them for since 2011.
Yeah, I watched when Butler was on the team, when Eric Gordon was on the team. So yeah. So
Oh, go ahead.
yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like I said, a lot of those centers, and you notice, bro, a lot of those guys are still unsigned. These veteran centers you're talking about, they're still unsigned. You know, guys like DeMarcus Cousins, Dwight Howard, Hassan Whiteside, none of those guys have been signed, bro. And the reason
Hassan
why,
Whiteside can't play defense, man. He's terrible.
but that's what I'm saying. A lot of those guys you're talking about, they're older, and you can't play them. You can't play them in this small ball like these lineups and these eras, man. It's difficult.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, I brought up a lot of great points, man. I'm definitely.
But Clips and 6 though, man. Clips and 6.
Oh yeah, Clips and 6 for sure. They gotta be focused and they cannot allow any mishaps to happen. That's all they gotta
If
do.
Clippers play Denver, they're sweeping the Denver Nuggets.
I hope, man. I hope we sweep them, but I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, man. But we're gonna have to stop it right now, man. Definitely great show. We'll be back on tomorrow though, for the Jordan Poole signing extension, and we're gonna chime in on that. Get everybody's thoughts.
All right.
We will tomorrow.
I appreciate you for letting me up, man. I appreciate you guys.
Hey, come on more, man. I know you be in the comments. Come on, come on more whenever.
Yeah, and then Bruno, he told me to change my name. I'm not changing my name, bro. So stop. But no, I appreciate you guys.
Bruce.
Oh, Bruno.
He called you Bruno.
My fault, man.
That's all right, man. Later.
All right, bro.
Oh man. So that concludes the Pull Up Basketball podcast today, man. Definitely appreciate my man Bruce, always a regular, and Kobe Jordan, Clipper fan, knows his stuff, and definitely appreciate having people on here, man, that know the game and know the Clippers. Whenever you guys who are actually willing to come on, have the courage to come on. You know what I mean? Good conversations, man. But until next time, I want y'all to continue to donate to the Pull Up Basketball podcast. The Cash App right there, $ BJ Matthews, right? Or you do the super chat, super comments in the link in the chat below in the corner. You click that, leave a comment with the donation, and then, we definitely appreciate you. We'll shout you out on the next show. But until next time, we respectfully say pull up a seat, pull up a chair, pull up. Peace. How you like swim well?